So just to kind of summarize, drugs, we're in some ways we're in a renaissance period of drugs. We've had more discovery in the past decade, and a lot of those drugs have made a huge difference in people's lives. And so we should appreciate that and support that. And in many instances, there's a medical offset. In some instances, there's not. But in any event, those are very, very important. I think the issue from a value-based marketplace is, are we being priced fairly, right? Are they being used appropriately, right? And are we getting the outcomes that were advertised, right? And I think that's where the value-based discussion goes from here. And I think it's still to be written. I think there's some concern that our intermediaries continue to be motivated and incented by a model that's gotten outdated. It was a market share model based on rebates that ultimately evolved into a rebate model that was whatever pushed rebates, right? And so that I think we need to fix, but I don't think that's going to be enough. That's part of the solution. It's not the only part of the solution. And so I think this is still very much an evolving area, but I think it's an area that's on everybody's radar, and we need to stay focused on it. Well, thank you all for participating in this. This has been fascinating and very engaging. Before we end this discussion, I'd like to open up the floor and ask each of you to provide some final thoughts. Dr. Creighton?
So I think the number one thing is it's a complicated issue that is not going to be easy to solve. But I think if we keep the patient in mind, and again, outcomes that improve their life, we can get to where we need to be. We may just have small successes as we go along, but we better celebrate those. But we have to be moving in the right direction, or we're going to be really far behind.
Great. Pat?
I agree. I think we use the term patient-centered a lot now. We didn't used to. So that is a step in the right direction. But there's a lot of smart people who care about this. And I think that we have an opportunity because there's so much focus on it today. It's different. I've been in this business a long time, and it's different. And I think the conversation will get raised through the next election cycle, and I'd love for it to be solved by people who are invested in it as the four of us are. And so we should keep these dialogues going.
Yep.
Couple of thoughts. I think that the current system as it stands is absolutely unsustainable from a cost standpoint. Where we are with healthcare as a percentage of GDP, we need disruptive solutions. While I appreciate the value of incremental change, I think we have to perhaps learn from our past successes. I continue to think that primary care is an important and vital focus, that we need to really increase our attention to ensuring that is an effective solution in the marketplace.
Yeah. So not being afraid to disrupt, focus on value, and working collectively and collaboratively to move it forward. So I want to thank you all for your contributions to this discussion. On behalf of our panel, we thank you for joining us. We hope you found this AJMC discussion to be useful and informative. Thank you.